Hey y'all, Laura, Peaks or Pounds, thanks for tuning in. Man, the time has almost arrived in which I set off on my big 2024 Appalachian Trail thru hike. So, one last thing I want to talk to y'all about before I get started is what do I plan on eating while I'm on trail? At least to start, and how do I plan on resupplying that? So, this is what this video is all about, food and resupply. So, these are my thoughts, y'all. I learned so much on my shakedown hike on the Foothills Trail. Mostly, I learned things about myself. Now, this was probably a moderately rated hike as far as strenuousness, and I burned over 7,200 calories in 5.5 hours. I didn't do a very good job in eating throughout the day, snacking, and I didn't even stop to take a lunch break, which was a mistake, because by the end of the day, I got to camp. I was absolutely worn out. I was really dragging at this point, but I just kept pushing through. And I knew at that time, at that hike, I needed to change my food intake. Right, so, going lightweight is important, right? So the lightest weight food to take with the highest amount of calories are these rehydrated meals. And these are store-bought ones that I've tried and I seem to like. My favorite is Mountain House beef stroganoff. This is by all means my favorite. And it comes in a pack that's actually it's 2 servings, but I eat the whole thing. So I need the calories, and this one here has in one whole packet 580 calories. But it also has 11 grams of protein and quite a few carbs as well. 56 carbs in the whole pack. So this is a go-to for me. I've never gone wrong with the beef stroganoff. So that'll start out my hike, my first few days. I'm definitely taking this. Another one that I like is Backpacker's Pantry. Now this brand, one thing I like besides the flavor's really good, but the package is a little bit smaller, as you can see. Takes up less weight, and it's a little thinner. And the lasagna also has, wow, this has even more, 620 calories in the whole thing. So this will be going on my first few days, and it's got 29 grams of protein, which will be important at the end of the day for recovery. So I like these two. My favorite, and I never thought I'd pay $6 for a granola breakfast, but this is great. I love Backpacker's Pantry granola with blueberries, almonds, and milk. Again, 620 calories. Now this one, you can either use the water cold that you add to it or hot. And I prefer to add some hot water and have it warm in the morning. Wonderful. The others, you boil some water, you add the water to it, and you let it sit 10, 15 minutes or so until it rehydrates. But they don't take a ton of water, which is great. This one here, I'm saving the biscuits and gravy for a day when, my first day, when I'm going to have a very strenuous climb. I know I'm going to burn the most amount of calories. This bad boy, the Peak 2 biscuits and sausage gravy, this whole package is 1,100 calories. Again, it can be 2 servings. I'm going to eat the whole thing because I know I'm going to burn a ton of calories that day. So this is going with me, and I'm saving that for that first big climb. Now, the other one, which is meh, okay, what I like about Good to Go brand is how small the packages are. You can see this easily fits in your pack, your bear canister, whatever you're carrying. I've tried several of them. I wish I could say I liked more of them. This is the one that I like the best. It's called the Cuban Rice Bowl. And again, you rehydrate it with hot water. Takes a little bit longer, about 12 to 15 minutes to rehydrate. It's good with street tacos. Now, of course, when I carry these, I'm not carrying the whole packet. These will be in Ziploc bags. But this here, one container is 540 calories. So I'm going to take that as well. So these are my rehydrated meals. So far, the ones I like the best. Mountain House also has a buffalo mac and cheese that I like. You'll see in the video here. That's another one of my favorites. Now, I recently learned the hard way on a shakedown hike to try these things at home first to make sure you like them. Mushroom risotto, I give it a 3 out of 10. Maybe it's the way I fixed it, but I'm not liking it so much. All right, y'all. My absolute favorite trail food is this. Mussel mac and cheese. Mixed in with some tuna. Either, hot buffalo tuna, or if you don't like tuna, you want to go chicken, you go with chicken. This is super easy to make, and I absolutely love it. Now, like any other bulky item in the pack, I break it down from its original package, and I put it in a Ziploc bag. Here I've listed the instructions on how to make it, and it's a lot easier to carry this way. It takes up less room in my food bag. But basically, you just boil, and for this particular one, Muscle Mac, about 8 ounces of water. You get it boiled up, and then you put it in the Ziploc bag. Ziploc bags are actually okay, if you get the good ones anyway. They'll take the hot water. So I just add the water, and then I give it a good stir. Now, what you want to do is just put the noodles in there. Make sure you take the cheese package out first. Stir it up real good. And you can see I use a koozie for my little pot. That helps it rehydrate faster. I tuck the pot down in there with a Muscle Mac, put my little lid that I also have a koozie for, and then I set my little stove on top to weight it down. Let that sit for 5 to 8 minutes or so, and it'll hydrate those noodles. Once the noodles are soft, then you add in the cheese packet and mix it up good, and then add in your tuna or chicken packet, and voila, there you have it. Now, this pack's a punch. This has got about 500 calories if you consider the tuna and the Muscle Mac, and about, 35 grams of protein. Okay, I'll run y'all through some of the other food I'm taking with me. Of course, the good old go-to Quaker oats. I like the maple and brown sugar flavor. I'll probably use 2 of these packs at a time for the calories. And sometimes I like to pair that with raisins. Of course, I'll take these out of the pack and put them in a Ziploc so that it's lighter weight. Can't go wrong with raisins. This is a complete cookie. If I don't have time in the morning to cook a hot meal, this here has over 400 calories and lots of goodies in it. Now, I love me some coffee, but I can't get my Starbucks on trail, so I'll be going the old-fashioned hot chocolate mixed in with an espresso packet. So, mochaccino instant for me till I get to town, get me some bugs. Some other stuff that I'm taking, jerky. The one here on top is venison jerky. And then there's this bison bar. I'm going to pair that with a loaded baked potato. These little mashed potatoes are really pretty good. Wouldn't eat them at home. I like real mashed potatoes, but they cook up fast, not a lot of water, and they have a lot of carbs, which is good. Also, the Knorr rice is great, and the tuna and chicken packets are a go-to for hikers. Snacks, got your bars. I love these little fig bars. They come in raspberry and blueberry. Of course, the Kind bars, those are kind of expensive, Kind, but I'll take a couple of them. Nuts, an absolute, high in calories, high energy boosting. These ones here have a lot of different varieties. I found them at Sam's Club, and they're pretty good. One has ginger in it, actually. Then I've got some dark chocolate, some fruit chews, and love Honey Stinger Nut and Seed Bar. This is the almond pumpkin, my absolute favorite. It's got like 260 calories. And also the Honey Stinger waffle. Now, if you put some peanut butter on this, it'll get you up any mountain on a trail. This is excellent for energy. Probably be like a second breakfast mid-morning for me. These sports beans single-handedly got me up Blood Mountain last fall, y'all. They are nothing but pure caffeine. 100 calories, not a lot of nutrition to them, but they are a jolt of energy, and I actually kind of like them. So that's an overview on some of the stuff I'm carrying. I'm sure that'll change down the trail, but this is what I'll start with. Okay, in addition to food, I'm going to take some supplements. Keep it as lightweight as possible. I came across this product here on Amazon. It's called 8 Greens. These things are little effervescent tablets that you add to water. You can, put them in a bottle of water, shake it up, and it dissolves pretty good, but it's got a lot of good stuff in it. Tons of vitamin B and C and zinc, a little magnesium, I believe, but it'll help since I'm not getting very many greens or fruit or greens while I'm actually on trail. So I'll use that probably in the morning for energy. And yeah, you see the tab here. You just put that in your bottle of water. Like I said, it dissolves pretty easily. And it doesn't taste too bad. I actually like the blood orange flavor. Is my favorite so far. I'm also going to take little packets of some vitamins. I got these little packets on Amazon, and four vitamins that I'm going to carry. I'm going to carry a B complex, Super B, an iron, a magnesium, and the red one's beetroot. I've been taking beetroot for about 6 months, and I've noticed it really does help with stamina. And it helps aid in respiratory, in your breathing. And I will vouch for that. So I'm going to take that on the trail with me, take one every day. Now, it's not just about food, it's also about hydration. So I'm going to take some electrolyte packs. The one here on the left is pretty much my go-to, Liquid IV. You can get this at any grocery store, Sam's Club, Costco, Walmart. And I like the lemon lime flavor. It's got 500 milligrams of sodium, which is pretty much what I do when I go to the gym. Now, if it's a harder climb, harder day, and I'm sweating a lot when it gets warm, I'll use the Element. On the right has 1,000 milligrams of sodium. And I'm going to take some Emergency, one with elderberry in it, just because I'm starting in the winter, and as you can hear my voice, I have a little bit of cold now. I want to kind of fight off that, ward off cold, so I'm going to take some Emergency. Back to Element real quick. They also make powdered mixes here that you can put in a hot drink. I've just purchased these, and I'm starting to try them. They've got a few flavors, chocolate chai, chocolate mint, and then a chocolate raspberry. 1,000 milligrams of sodium. Pretty salty, but if you're doing a hard day, this will really help you. Okay, I'm going to try to stay organized on trail by taking each day and putting the day's food in a Ziploc bag and keeping it separate. This way, it'll help me keep my food bag organized for the days that I'm on trail. And it'll also help me to count the calories that I might need. So I'm shooting, since I'm going to be burning 7,000 plus calories a day, easily, I think. I'm no nutritionist, but I'm going to try to shoot for maybe 4,000 or 5,000 calories eaten. I know I'm not going to eat 7,000 calories, nor do I want to, but I want to keep up my energy. So if I can count my calories and keep it together in each individual pack, then I know for that day what I need to eat. And that includes like my snacks and probably my lunch that I'll pull out, and I'll keep that separate in my fanny pack so I don't have to break into my backpack to get my food throughout the day, which will keep me on track and eating the calories I need as I go along for each day's hike. So that's what I'm going to try to do. Now, again, this is all going to change, I'm sure, as I get on trail. I'm probably not always going to be this organized, and I'm going to learn about what my true calorie needs are as I go along. But this is how I'm going to start out, trying to keep my meals organized for each day until I get into town, until I resupply. All right, which leads me to the second part of this video. How do I plan to resupply? Well, y'all, the good news is the Appalachian Trail is pretty accessible. Every 2 to 3 days or so, I'm going to be coming into a town, which means there's going to be opportunities to resupply at supermarkets, hostels, outfitters, that kind of thing. I have looked into, sending mail drop boxes, which you can to post offices or hostels or places you might be staying. A lot of them do take mail drop boxes. But by the time I factored in the cost of postage, on top of, most of these places, if it's not the post office, will charge a small fee to pick up, like $5 to $10. By the time I factored all that in, it really wasn't worth sending boxes. And then you have the inconvenience of making sure you get to the place before it closes to pick the box up. So I'm going to do that maybe once or twice along trail, but for the most part, I'm going to be resupplying in towns as I get there. When I start off the trail, like I said, I'm going to carry 3 to 4 days worth of food, and then I'll resupply my first hostel, my second hostel. I am going to leave a small box at mountain crossings at Neal's Gap, just for things like my vitamins and stuff like that I don't want to carry 30 days worth, but a very small box with some items from home. After that, like I said, supermarkets, hostels, that kind of thing. A lot of gear shops also will have a food section. And then also family visits. I'm going to count on family to bring me some supplies. Jamie's going to be visiting me several times, and she'll bring things from home that I might not get at supermarkets and things like that. Or just things, comfort food, that kind of thing. So I'm feeling pretty confident, at least to get through Georgia and North Carolina on a resupply plan of loading up when I get to towns. Like I said, I'm only going to be carrying 2, 3, maximum maybe 4 days at a time till I get up to Maine in the 100-mile wilderness, and that's a whole nother beast. So that's resupply, fairly simple. If it were the PCT or a different long trail, it might be a little bit more complicated, but I'm feeling confident on a fairly easy resupply for the Appalachian Trail. All right, y'all, that's a wrap. I hope you liked the video on my food and resupply plan. I put a link to some of the stuff in the description of this video, as well as a complete list of the gear I plan on taking with me. So if you like what you see and you want to follow my AT through hike, then hit the subscribe button. Till next time, stick with me. I'm going somewhere. Right now it's inside to eat my lunch.